qualify for the offer in compromise and you submit it, now what? This is the general procedure and the timeframes of what's expected, sometime between 30 and 45 days. The very first letter comes to you. It gives your offer in compromise an offer number. Every time you do make contact with the IRS, you have to reference your offer number. That letter also states the estimated time frame when you will be contacted by an offer examiner. From the date of this letter, typically it's somewhere between 5 to 7 months. The agent assigned is called an offer examiner with the IRS, and their whole goal is to evaluate the entire packet. Now, even though they do have all the supporting documentation, what happens is, because all this information might be 5 months, 6 months, 7 months old, or maybe longer, what they would want to do is just get some updated information. Whatever deadline that they do give, make sure that you absolutely meet this deadline. And I know it sucks because you went like months without hearing from the IRS, and all of a sudden you get 10 days to produce all this crap. The way I contact with these agents, I always leave them a voicemail and I back it up in writing with a fax. A pro tip, they use their fax like email. The worst thing you could do is not meet the deadline or communicate to the agent. Those conditions, if you do not meet any deadline with the IRS agent, they'll simply return the offer. Returning the offer means that you have no appeal rights, that there was no decision made on the merits of the actual offer amount. Once the agent has evaluated your items, they just might request additional information that they found out from their own investigation. That you submitted all the initial documents, and what they did is they discovered something else and they want proof of an additional item from you. And if that additional item might take a bit longer, they might realize that. So that might give you 21 days, 30 days, and they will let you know. If you cannot meet them, communicate that with them so they could have another extension. Let's say you provided everything, you went back and forth, and everything's now complete. The agent will say, all right, I got it. I'm going to take my time. I will call you up if I need anything else. At this stage, it might be so much information that this agent might want to just block off some time to review your stuff. You're in a specific queue for this agent to actually review your entire offer and compromise from A to Z. This review could take them 30 days, sometimes sooner, sometimes longer. And whenever they do complete their thorough analysis, the decision by this agent is either a reject or an acceptance. You get to review the exact calculation of why this agent rejected it. They send out this calculation on an asset equity table to you. Good news with the rejection, if you feel that you have information that counters the reject, you could submit an appeal. And with the appeal, you have to submit it in writing. It goes back to the IRS agent. The agent would review your request for appeal. They could either consider that directly or forward that to the Office of Appeals. Let's say this agent does not go through the process of rejection. Instead, she recommends for acceptance. Agent's acceptance is not final. What happens is she gives you a verbal confirmation that she's going to recommend for acceptance, and it goes to their legal department of the IRS for final review. But if you're at this stage, it is likely some good news. And if it gets officially accepted, you have to sit back and wait, and typically a letter arrives to you in between 30 to 60 days with the actual acceptance letter in writing in hand. And if that's the case, you could go ahead and celebrate. But before you do, make sure that you meet the rest of the terms of the offer in compromise. At that stage, you have to make the final payment of whatever the offer amount was. But if you didn't get the acceptance route and you said you were through the appeals because of a rejection, the appeals officer would want to review the entire case, look at what the reasons why the IRS rejected the offer, and review any new information that you might provide for proof with the IRS. Then that appeals officer would make a decision. If they confirm the rejection, you have to find an alternative resolution with the IRS, such as non-collectible, hardship payment plan, or something else. But if the Office of Appeals accepts the offer in compromise, then once again, through the procedure, just celebrate, but make the payment in the terms and conditions of the offer in compromise.